Hello guys, this is Chris from Tech Stories. So today we are gonna see how you can go and use your peering connection in Azure. So in order to do that, what are things you need to have here is you need to have two virtual network. I will go to my virtual network, and as of now I already created two virtual network, and it might be in a same resource group or it might be in a different resource group. But what I have planned here is I will try to show you within a two different locations. See here, I have my one virtual network in East US and the another one is West US. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna communicate from East US to West US or West US to East US through the private connection. This is what I'm gonna do. If you have your public IP, you can go on and communicate over the internet, and it doesn't require any peering connection. So why we are going for peering? In order to make the connection more secure, we are going to use the private IP, and we are going to communicate from one network to another network. And if we are inside the same network, all the devices can communicate each other locally by using the private IP. Today let's try to see how you can go down and communicate from one network to another network, and it is in the location East US and it is in the location West US. Let's try to see how we can go down and communicate through the private IP connection. In order to do that, first I will enter into my East US and I will go to here. Whenever you scroll here, you got a something called peerings. Okay, you need to go to here and you need to add the peering connections, and I'm gonna say sender to receiver, and I'm gonna have my virtual network. Okay, and it is saying like cannot be paired with this virtual network because we are pairing from East US. So I'm gonna pair what the thing which is in West US, and I'm gonna say the from name of the pairing from West US to East US. What I'm gonna give, I'm gonna say like receiver to sender. All right, and here you do got something allow virtual network access from East US to West US, and if I disable here, so whenever the device from East US want to communicate to West US, it can go and communicate. All right, and if I do, I can do the same thing here as well. If I want to allow virtual network access from West US to East US, it is by default it is enabled, and if I want to block the address, I can do that as well. All right, we do have another thing called allow forward traffic to West US to East US, and the same thing we are also have here. And if we want to enable this one, it will forward the traffic from West US to East US, and similarly for East US to West US. And as of now, it has been disabled by default. Let it allow as it is. And we have a configure gateway transit settings. And if I try to enable this one, what happens? If you want to use some the VPN gateway and kind of stuff, you shall try to turn it on. This one. As of now, I'm not going to turn it on, and I'm gonna go ahead and create. All right, and now once I clicked on OK, you can see here the peering is taking from what receiver to sender as well as sender to receiver. That means actually I am in my East US location and I have turned on the peering. Now you can see here it is saying like the peerings, it is connected, that is peer to West US. All right, and if I go for West US and let's see, it has also came in here, right? Receiver to sender connected to East US. All right, so how you can go and connect here? As of now, what had happened, it has been connected. The East US and West US are connected together. Now this device can go and communicate each other through private network. So for that, I have created two virtual machines. Okay, and one is placed in the East US and another one is placed in the West US, and similarly it is placed in the East US virtual network and as well as the West US virtual network. All right, you can see here this East VM is placed in East US, that is what the virtual network, and also I can see here the West VM is placed in the West US virtual network, that is what the one we have decided. And also here for the West VM, I haven't enabled the public IP, because if we have the public IP, what we can do, we can easily go and communicate to any devices all around the world. That is what the concept. But here we are going to communicate through the private IP. So how I'm going to do here is first I need to enter into Azure's network. Okay, for that I need to have one public IP here. That is what I'm doing. The only way is you need to go down and connect from East VM to West VM using the private IP, right? All right, first I will try to enter into the East virtual machine. So how to do that? I need to go down and type it down RDP here, and I'm gonna click on this one. I will enter my credentials. Now I am entering into this virtual machine. And while doing this peering connection, you need to make sure your address space, that is in the virtual network address space should not overlap the same things. And if you're configured with 10.0.0. or something in the East US virtual network, and if in case you are doing the same with the West US, the 10.0.0. something, it might be overlapping and it can't go around and communicate to each other because it always uses this private IP connection to go around and configure the stuffs. So now I have entered inside my East US virtual machine. So I would try to go down and log into my West US virtual machine inside this machine. How I can do that? I will go to my West VM and I'm gonna copy my private IP here and I'm gonna paste it here. All right. And I'm gonna say give the credentials here and let's try to see that whether we are peering connection is working or not. See here, we are successfully entered to a new machine. That is, we are successfully entered from East virtual machine to West virtual machine. All right. So this is how the peering works. And also, I will try to show you how actually it is going to work. If turn it off the VNet peering, let's try to see whether it is working or not. All right. So now what we are here, we are inside this machine, right? Inside this machine, we enter to this machine via private IP. I haven't configured anything using the public IP. And what I'm gonna do here this time, remove my peering connection. And let's see whether it's working or not. And by doing this, you might have a clear understanding. All right, I will go for this peering. Yes, I'll go for peering and I will delete this peering. Okay, and I will enter here. Now let's see what it is gonna happen. See, now you guys have a clear idea on how the peering it's gonna work. And now it is saying like the connection has been lost, attempt to reconnect your session because it has been peered. If the connection is broken, it can't go and communicate to each other. And you can see here the peering connection has been removed successfully. All right, and now for your understanding, I will try to go and connect it once again. Okay, I will turn it on. I'm inside this virtual machine and I will try to go and connect with the same one. Okay, and you'll be getting a clear response. See, 170.160.0.4, that is the same address what we have for my virtual machine that is placed in the West US. See, right, the same, right? 172.160.0.4, and that is what the same one. And it is saying like it can't be connected because only if we peer the connection it can go and communicate to each other. All right, and you need to remember peering connection are meant to take place through the private IP connection. That's it for today's session, and I hope this video was somewhat informative and useful.